The secret to mastering building your social media marketing agency is actually really simple. Most people don't get it, and the ones who do get it suck at actually doing it. But that secret is just practice. How you practice and improving any skill, including this one, is extremely important. Most people don't understand the importance of practice, and that's why they suck at closing clients and building their business. The ones who do understand the importance of practice are probably doing it wrong and still suck at closing clients and building a business, at least effectively. Let me break it down to you like this. To get better at anything, you have to practice. I feel like we all understand that, but to make things a little bit simpler, I'm going to give you an example. Imagine you're about to get ready for a sport. You're about to get ready to go on a jog. You're about to get ready to play basketball, maybe football, maybe even tennis. Traditionally, what happens is that you spend the first 10% of your time warming up, stretching, and doing all of the things to get your body warmed up to actually start practicing. Next, what happens is you spend probably about 70% of your time doing things that you're already comfortable with, doing things that you're already good at, swinging a bat, throwing a football, shooting a basketball in places and in spots that you're very comfortable with doing. And then most people spend that remaining 20% practicing on the things that make them uncomfortable. Well, with that example I just gave you, the thing that most people do, you'll never be able to actually grow like that simply because you're spending a bulk of your time on things that you're already comfortable with. And in order to become an absolute master at social media, you literally have to do everything you can to push yourself and be extremely uncomfortable at all times. The model that you should be following whenever it comes to getting better at social media marketing is spend 10% of your time warming up. Mindlessly scroll through TikTok, see what trends are going on, and then spend 70% of your time doing things that make you extremely uncomfortable. Try Facebook ads if you haven't before. See what blogs and SEO is about. Try out Google ads. Try building a personal brand. Hell, even try starting up an e-commerce store with absolutely $0 in budget so you understand what it's like to be in the perspective of a client. These are the things that most social media marketers are not willing to do to make themselves the top 1% of our industry. Instead, most people want to stick to what they're good at. They never want to push their boundaries and they simply stay where they're at, and that's why their skills don't get better. Now, to be honest, most people don't even practice. So if you're doing the first model that I gave you where you're spending 70% of your time in your comfort zone, you're probably miles ahead of most people who are building their social media marketing agency. But to crack into that top 1%, you have to do as much as you possibly can to make yourself feel uncomfortable. Remember, the top 1% is not crowded with people that are just starting. It's not crowded with people who are self-proclaimed experts. It is crowded with people who have years in the industry and can master solving problems that have to do with social media marketing for business owners. Now that I've made the point about how important it is to practice, I need to illustrate the two most important things that you need to start practicing. Number one is pretty obvious, and that's just social media marketing. While I don't do a ton of that in this account, I give a lot of examples all the time. As a matter of fact, in my free guide down below, I have a very big list of examples of things that you can do to start trying building out your social media marketing skills. Maybe it's an e-commerce store, like I said earlier. Maybe it's starting up a theme page on Instagram, TikTok, or some other social platform. Maybe it's even you doing like what I'm doing and putting your face in the camera and figuring out how can I grow an audience from zero with no budget. Whatever it is, you have to get really, and I mean extremely good at being a social media marketer. It'll make your services way easier to sell because you're not just somebody who automates people's Instagrams. You're an expert who comes in with expert experience, charges expert prices, and most importantly, has an expert system put in place to help grow and develop and solve problems for clients. Now, I think that one is pretty obvious. In order to be an expert social media marketer, you have to practice social media marketing. But the part that a lot of business owners typically miss out on is the operations side of social media marketing. How do you become a good leader? How do you grow and scale a team? How do you stay organized? You're closing multiple clients. How do you manage all of those clients while keeping all of them happy? This is the operation side of your business. How do you build an actual business? Of course, mastering the skill of social media marketing is really good. But the thing that takes you from being just a typical social media freelancer to actually building a social media marketing agency is the agency part. And it has to do with the operations of your internal team and personal clients. If you don't know how to make a good hire, if you don't know how to send invoices, if you don't know what to look like as far as contracts, building databases, being able to talk to clients in a way that they can really, really understand you, and then being able to do that multiple times for each and every single one of your clients by having the emotional IQ of figuring out what is their biggest problem and how can I position my agency as people who can solve that problem is gonna be really, really hard for you to close more clients. With that being said, I'm gonna leave you with this example. Imagine a fireman. He's been fighting fires for 20 years and he's inside of a burning house. He doesn't know what it is, but something feels different, so he immediately runs outside of the house. As soon as he does, the floor collapses where he would have been standing. He can't really describe or explain what it was that made him want to move, but something felt different and he acted on that thing that felt different. Well, that is the exact thing I want for you in your social media marketing journey. I want you to be such an expert. I want you to be so good at operations, so good at social media marketing that whenever you're talking to a potential client, whenever you're inside of a project that you're actively working on for a current client, you can pull back from so many pieces of experience of you running businesses, of you being good at social media marketing, that when you come down to trying to figure out the answer of how do I solve this problem for my client, you get to pull from a database of so many times where you solved so many problems and spent so much time making yourself uncomfortable by practicing your craft over and 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 over again. It becomes like second nature. Well, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Seriously, I really hope it provided a ton of value. You have to practice more. With that being said, join the Discord down below. I plan on that being like the hub for all my resources where everybody can talk to each other and overall just build a community of social media marketing people that love practicing and getting better every single day. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And until next one, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.